Well, we'd like to say we're looking forward to the start of 2021, but it is getting active around here. A lot of winter weather alerts across the region. We have ice storm warnings, winter weather advisories. A fairly high-impact winter weather event begins late tonight into tomorrow. We start off with some freezing rain, maybe a little wintry mix in there, but the concern is that all of this freezing rain coming late tonight through the first half of tomorrow will bring some impacts to travel, potentially power outages and tree damage as well. The higher odds for impactful events will be along and north of I-72, especially on the Illinois 54 corridor. Then tomorrow night, we may get a chance for a little dusting of some snow, primarily along the I-57, the Illinois 54 corridor, and that snow could add some more misery to things here as this active weather sets on in. That first round of snow, not the only one. Another one may follow 24 hours after that. We're going to break it down and talk about this winter weather heading our way during the show. WCIA 3 News at 6 starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
Some neighbors could be generous enough to lend you a cup of sugar, but others will help you get out of a burning building. And a county gave the green light for indoor dining to bars and restaurants, but where does the mayor stand on the issue? And they said goodbye for 7 long months, but now some soldiers are happy to hear welcome home.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
Still a good thing, you know, just to know that if something serious were to happen, someone would be there.
And in this case, they were. A woman and her dogs are okay tonight after a fire broke out in her apartment complex. Good evening, I'm Mark Maxwell. Paul and Jennifer are off tonight on this New Year's Eve. She's thanking her neighbor tonight for making sure that she and her pets got out safely. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting joins us from the newsroom to explain exactly what happened. Courtney, a close call there.
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. A fire started in the bottom floor of this woman's boyfriend's apartment complex in Urbana. Adriana Davey was just there with her 2 dogs. Her boyfriend wasn't there at the time. She didn't realize anything was happening until she got a knock on her door.
It's just kind of like a sigh of relief, honestly.
And that may be putting it mildly. Adriana Davey is always grateful to have her dogs at her side, but now she's hugging them a little closer after a fire started on the bottom floor of her apartment building. It happened Tuesday night around 8.
All of a sudden, my neighbor who stays across the hall from me, he started banging on the door. And I asked him what happened. He said that the building was smoking up and that I was on fire.
Andrew Grady lives across the hall.
I was looking out the window. I saw smoke coming up. I go out the door to see if there's the fire trucks on the other side of the building. I saw open the door and all the smoke just gushed down our hallway.
Well, it was all filled with smoke on the first and second floor.
Grady realized Davey would need help.
He grabbed Bruce and I grabbed Zena and we just ran out the building together.
Davey says she's grateful he was there because from her vantage point, she didn't see the smoke and didn't hear an alarm.
I would have been completely oblivious and we could have gotten stuck or something like that. Probably had to come out the windows.
Grady says when he saw the smoke, he didn't hesitate to check if Davey needed help getting to safety.
Because she's got dogs. Dogs are like children. I don't care what anybody says. I've had dogs my whole life, so I know how it is.
Me and my boyfriend were still trying to figure out like ways to just kind of like say thank you. So yeah, he joked around and said, we'll have to buy that man a case of beer.
No one was hurt in that fire. Davey told me she's happy to know she has a neighbor who looks out for her, even though in this case the fire itself never spread to the 3rd floor where her apartment was. Live in the newsroom, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Glad everyone's okay. Courtney, thank you. The landlord of that complex says some of the apartments did take some damage, but the people living there were able to move out to other units. They said the fire was started on accident. We reached out to the fire department to see what they said. They don't have their investigation complete yet. An urgent plea from a grieving father tonight. Don't drive drunk. Stephen Brannon lost his 23-year-old son Tristan in a Piatt County car crash yesterday. State police say 34-year-old Justin Slade from Urbana was drunk when he crossed the center line and hit the Weldon native head-on. He was traveling east on Illinois Route 10 as 23-year-old Tristan Brannon was traveling west. Brannon's car caught fire in the ditch after the crash and he died there. Slade went to the hospital and got a ticket for driving under the influence. Brannon's grieving father describes his son as sweet, kind, goofy, and funny, someone who loved to cheer people up. Illinois State Police is reminding everyone, especially during the holidays, but at all times, be responsible while driving, and throughout the year, never drive under the influence.
These tragedies are unnecessary. And if the worst case scenario does not occur, a night in jail over New Year's Eve is also no fun and avoidable.
Brandon's father says he hopes that people will think about what it feels like to lose a child before you make that choice that could cost someone their life. A mother in Sydney is asking drivers to be extra careful in the very same place where her daughter was killed 2 years ago. Savannah Day was killed when a train struck her car on Homer Lake Road just south of Sydney. Day's mother, Gloria, says there should be crossing arms added soon. The state told her they plan to do that by August, but in the meantime, she wants drivers to be more aware.
They just got to be cautious, look, slow down, pay attention. I know we get busy and, with our cars, and it only takes a second to look away, and that's it.
Day feels her daughter just didn't see the train coming. It was around 6 o'clock at night in early October. The sun was starting to set. She thinks that could have made it hard for her to see where she was going. Springfield police need your help tracking down a suspect in a Christmas Eve armed robbery. They say a cab picked up a man on Saratoga Drive between Concord and Cumberland, then drove him to Pope just south of the Holly Drive intersection. Then police say the man cocked a gun and demanded the cab driver's money before running away. He was wearing a red skull cap, black jacket, and had short hair. They think he's around 19 or 20 years old. If you have any contact information, you can get in touch with Sangamon and Menard County Crime Stoppers. New at 6, the Shelby County Sheriff's Office is warning about a new phone scam. They say the caller claims to be an agent for Publishers Clearinghouse and tells you you've won a grand prize, but you have to pay a $250 fee to cover the taxes for it. Publishers Clearinghouse website says winners of over $500 get a certified letter or someone will come to knock on your door. And a general rule of thumb, anytime someone you don't know calls and asks for your banking or routing information, don't give it to them. With ice and some snow heading our way, state police have a few reminders for drivers. They say if you see a stuck or crashed vehicle on the side of the road, especially if it has that orange tape on it, don't call state police. That tape means they've already been there, they've checked the vehicle. Also, if you see other vehicles on the side of the shoulder, slow down and move over. One county gave the green light to restaurants and bars for limited indoor dining, but will the mayor of the area's largest city stand in the way? Also tonight, it's been a long trip for a group of soldiers where they came back home from. All right, Jacob Dickey with a look at the weather.
Yeah, we've been watching this winter weather event. Of course, travel's the big thing we're talking about. The state police, of course, sharing those tips. One thing we're concerned about is the winds as we move forward. By tomorrow morning, we may have some wind gusts of 25 to 35 miles an hour. Any ice that's formed on trees and power lines may become damaged by that. We're going to talk more about the impacts, take a look at future track, and let you know when some milder weather is on the way coming up after this.
WCIA 3 News is brought to you by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
When you're from Detroit, you don't change something if it doesn't make it better. Better, like Jets. Get a one-topping 8-corner pizza, still made with fresh dough, then baked to the thickest, crispiest crust. Just $14.99. Jets. Better because it has to be.
Tune in to WCIA 3's Forecast First for the first weather of your day. You can count on meteorologist Kevin Livey, Jack Gerfin, Amelia Henderson, and Jacob Dickey. Forecast First from WCIA 3, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Don't look good.
Yeah, it looks like it's both. Just what I don't need.
This is what you do need.
Complete the application within minutes, and if approved, you may get the money you need as soon as the same business day. Get the cash you need fast. Apply online today. Go to cashnetusa.com.
Hey, we've missed you. When it's time to fly for business, Central Illinois Regional Airport is ready to welcome you back, getting you where you need to be with nonstop flights to Detroit on Delta with connections all across the world. Our commitment to your health and safety begins at our front door. From check-in to arrival, you can fly again with comfort and confidence. From all of us at Central Illinois Regional Airport, we look forward to welcoming you soon.
2020, not a fun year, but we're closing it out with a full week of savings at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Dennis, are we going to do a one-day New Year's Day sale like in the past?
Nope, 5 days. 5 days of the biggest savings of the year. 5 days to shop with our award-winning sales team. 5 days to save with our free 10-year protection plan. Ring in 2021 with the #1 team in appliances. Wow!
Keep up to date with CI Living CI On The Go app. You can watch segments about cooking, community events, contests, and more. And best of all, it's free. It's the CI On The Go app from CI Living and WCIA 3.
This portion of WCIA 3 News is brought to you by Carpet Weavers. Now, Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey.
It is calm before the storm. The winter storm heading our way, that is. Here's a look in Gibson City right now. Roads are fine. We have no moisture falling. Temperatures, though, are sitting in the 20s and 30s out there. We're watching our system really ramp up to the south of us, and it is lifting to the north and east very quickly here. We'll bring our winter impacts as early as midnight tonight in parts of central Illinois. Already a band of freezing rain in southeast Missouri and coming into parts of southern Illinois over the next few hours. Tonight, temperatures will be holding there in the upper 20s and even low 30s in a few spots there. That wintry mix expected to start after midnight along I-70 and move to the north then, and we'll likely see freezing rain in the morning, transition to a rain into the afternoon, perhaps bringing some snow showers into the evening out there with temperatures down into the low to middle 30s. Here's a look at our freezing rain and ice forecast tonight through Friday midday. We've got a tenth to a quarter of an inch here along and north of Springfield to Clinton to Gibson City, Paxton, over towards Cissna Park. There could be some spots that see higher amounts than that somewhere in that region. To the south and all the way to I-70, a glaze to a tenth of an inch. Doesn't take much to cause slick roadways here. Tomorrow night, then, after the cold rain comes through most of the air, we may add a little snow on top of this. Half inch to an inch possible, we think, along Highway 54 and to the north and west. Could see a dusting further to the south and east. We'll watch it closely and see what happens. Let's take a look at future track and time this out here. Here we are sitting in the upper 20s across the region under a cloudy sky. Midnight to 1 a.m., starting to see some moisture come on in. If we get snow first, even if it's a little bit of snow, that will make things all that much more worse. You're adding ice crystals to the ground, and then you get some freezing rain on top of that. Really going to help things ice up, I think, by the time we get to tomorrow morning, 5, 6 a.m. Widespread freezing rain across the area here. That freezing rain sticks around through much of Friday morning from south to north. A transition to a cold rain expected as we get temperatures just warm enough. 1 o'clock, though, 32 in Pontiac, 33 in Bloomington, 34 in Champaign. A really delicate line there for this freezing rain. We think most of us will get that cold rain before all is said and done, though we think some areas will get the chance for some more heading into tomorrow night and Friday night here, that is. Here we are, 6 o'clock, a little pocket of freezing rain, some snow there as the system exits the region, giving us another little punch in the face, I guess you could say, with this winter weather event. Drying things out, though, late Friday night into Saturday morning. So we think the impacts are going to be highest where that ice accumulation is highest. This will be tonight through Friday night, generally in the areas in pink here. Lesser impacts to the south and east, still, though, a concern, mainly travel area wide, but with these wind gusts, as we see here, 25 to 35 miles an hour tomorrow. Ice on trees and power lines could lead to some power outages, as well as some tree damage in spots, something we'll be watching very closely. We want you to download the WCIA 3 weather app. It's a great way to stay connected with the forecast. We're going to keep things published to it moving forth. The radar, you can see if there's any alerts, you get updated on that. A great tool to have here, especially if your power goes out, you can stay connected with us here. This first round, again, tonight through tomorrow into tomorrow night, is the first of two. We may get another chance for some rain and snow Saturday evening into Saturday night before it dries out Sunday morning. Then some milder temperatures on the board here, but then another round may come Wednesday, Thursday. We'll focus on the first half here. Keep our eyes on that second half from a distance, but certainly, Mark, things are going to be busy around here for us in the weather department. No New Year's Eve party for us. We'll be keeping up all night and watching things.
Well, none to speak of anyways. Well, hey, if it's staying in the 40s, 30s, even those upper 20s, that's a winter I can live with.
Yeah, the 40s next week with sunshine will feel pretty great. When we're sitting at 32 and getting that rain, that's when we have problems, and that's what tonight brings.
All right, thanks. How long can a restaurant stay open without a health permit? Which one plans on finding out? Plus, he's a baseball coach and an endurance athlete, but the most difficult thing he's faced so far was inside his own body.
When you put love into everything like you put into your food, people feel it. You can't fake that kind of thing.
Get on your feet for Gloria Estefan.
That's the girl we know.
Next, Rachel.
Tomorrow at 3 on WCIA 3.
Home is where the savings are. With Drive 217, you can shop for your next vehicle online. It's simple and convenient. Like 123 SUVs under $20,000 online at drive217.com. Different by design.
Nursing home neglect is far too common. Mom-in-law has the experience to know what matters in nursing home cases.
Holding caretakers accountable for neglect matters.
Making sure it doesn't happen to anyone else matters.
Compensation for pain and suffering matters.
Our nursing home injury team will work tirelessly to get justice and compensation for your loved one.
Having a caring team by your side matters.
Call today. We'll get answers because the truth matters. Mom-in-law, we know what matters most.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, farm is in our name, so you know we're animal experts. We offer genuine value on everything you need to keep pets, livestock, and wild birds happy and healthy. Like $2 off all Farm and Fleet dog and cat food, including our new naturals and grain-free dog food lines. Save $3 on Purina Pro Plan dog food. And 50-pound bags of AgriMaster whole or cracked corn, just $7.49. Plus, buy online and pick up your items in our convenient drive-thru.
You're a person, not a credit score. But sometimes your score gets in the way of the things you want to do. That's why personal consumer loans through NetCredit are designed to fit real people, like you. Borrow the amount you need, up to $10,000, and choose the repayment terms that work for you. With NetCredit, you may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan. Visit netcredit.com today.
Home is where the savings are. With Drive 217, you can shop for your next vehicle online. It's simple and convenient. Like 123 SUVs under $20,000 online at drive217.com. Different by design.
Stay up to date on the weekend. Join us for the latest news.
And the most accurate weather on the threes. The morning show Saturdays at 8 a.m.
And Sundays at 7 a.m. from WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Live from your local news leader, Jennifer Roscoe, Paul Cicchini, Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Kevin Whitey and Brett Behrens on sports. You're watching WCIA 3 News at 6.
American soldiers returned home to see their families after months serving overseas, and their loved ones were waiting for them at Willard Airport to watch the members of the Army Reserve as they stepped off the plane. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays is here now, and you were there to see that magical moment. I imagine it had to be pretty special.
It really was. There was a lot of nervous anticipation before they got off the plane, but that all changed as soon as they got off the plane. There were smiles and a lot of tears. I spoke to one of the soldiers who returned. He said they left home March 8th, went to Fort Hood, and then served for about 7 months in Kuwait. During that time, they missed their families and the people back home waiting for them.
I'm shaking a little bit. I didn't think I would be nervous, but when I left, she was only 5 months old, and we could just barely hold her to where she could hold her own head up, and now she's saying hello and all kinds of stuff.
He says he will have plenty of time with his wife and daughter. The other families say they're looking forward to bringing in the new year with one more loved one by their side. Back to you, Mark.
What a great way to start the new year.
I know, right?
Pretty great. Jamie, thanks. First responders lined the streets in Rantoul for 2 of those returning soldiers, and dozens of people were along the side waving all the way, some carrying signs. Family members say they were honored to see the community come out to show support, and they're so happy to have their loved ones return home. All right, we've got Brett Behrens here now with a look ahead at sports.
Yeah, we got a great story coming up about perseverance and reflecting on the new year. Illinois baseball assistant coach Kurt Courtwright is looking forward to this new year and practicing even more, getting uncomfortable. Plus, Illinois women's basketball on the court today, trying to pick up their first Big Ten win of the year. Highlights next.
WCIA 3 News is sponsored by Champaign Ford City. Bringing you stories that matter for over 25 years. Watch Jennifer Roscoe on WCIA 3 News, your local news leader.
It's that time of year. Sale prices on flooring and furniture store-wide.
Announcing Carpet Weaver's great room redo event. Now you can complete your room with some of the best deals of the season. Our lowest prices, our biggest financing offers. Save on wood look and worry-free floors, carpet, luxury vinyl, hardwood, and more. Save on furniture
are quality residential and commercial fencing, roofing, siding, and more. We are all things exteriors. We are the fence that keeps your kids playing safe in the yard. And the new roof and siding that keeps your home protected from the elements. We are an experienced and professional team that can handle anything you send our way. We are SK Exteriors, installers of quality.
Let's talk about America.
Not policies, not taxes, not tweets.
But how incredible our country is.
Left, right, urban, suburban, and rural.
We all deserve to live in a community that's clean, green, and thriving. We are Keep America Beautiful.
The nonprofit empowering people like you to take action every day at home, work, and in the community.
Visit KAB.org. Together, we can do beautiful things.
Throw away your shovel and enter to win a snowblower at WCIA.com. All you got to do is guess the date of the first 3-inch snowfall in Champaign or Springfield, and you could win a snowblower from Lanes Inc. or Chambana Sales.
Win a snowblower for the correct Champaign snowfall guess, courtesy of Chambana Sales. Or the correct Springfield snowfall guess from Lanes Inc. Enter the Let It Snow contest at WCIA.com. From the official television station of Illini Sports, this is WCIA 3 Sports and your Illini Nation.
The Illinois women's basketball team is finally back on the court. The Illini haven't played a game in 21 days with back-to-back postponements due to COVID-19. Illinois visiting Indiana for a New Year's Eve matinee. We pick it up in the second quarter with the Hoosiers up 11. It's Jada Peebles hitting the three to try and keep the Illini in it, but they were down at the half. Fast forward to the second half, third quarter. Here's Kennedy Miles with the nice step-back jumper, but this one was all Hoosiers. Miles led Illinois with 15, but Mackenzie Holmes' layup in the paint. She had a game-high 18 points, and Indiana wins it 79-56. The end of the year is always a time of reflection, and as we look forward to brighter days in 2021, Illinois volunteer baseball coach Kurt Courtright is smiling. It has been an eventful year for the Lincoln native, who more than anything else loves to see just how far he can push himself. He finished top 50 in the world's toughest mudder, but as WCIA 3's Marley Weirda shows us, it's nothing compared to the adversity he was in for last fall.
I hope to keep going until I quit.
Kurt Courtright is still looking to find his limit.
I want to find something that breaks me, to be very honest.
When the Illinois volunteer assistant coach isn't on the baseball field, he's training as an endurance athlete and is a 3-time finisher of the world's toughest mudder.
Good work, fellas. Good work, guys. There is no finish line. It's a 5-mile lap, 30 obstacles per lap, and you just run as many laps as you can in 25 hours. I kind of got to learn, a little bit about who I am and what I can do and what I can put my body through.
In 2016, Kurt ran 75 miles and placed 35th out of 1,200 people. His entire family was there to see it, but his brother Craig remembers the year before when he tore his meniscus during the race.
Hands down the most inspirational thing I've ever witnessed. He was literally crawling through the desert to reach his goal. And this moment right here has made me a better person. Even though I'm the older brother, I've always looked up to him and his work ethic and the mental toughness.
Kurt spent 3 straight years pushing his mind and body to the extreme between training and competing. But there was another obstacle ahead long after he finished the race.
The doctor said, hey, you're not going to die. And so immediately I was like, okay, let's go. No big deal. We can get through this.
Last fall, Kurt was diagnosed with testicular cancer. He had surgery right after he found out and went through 21 rounds of chemo.
At first, I thought, hey, the chemo's no big deal. I can handle this. But now looking back, it did. It took a lot away from me. It changed me. And so now I guess my biggest challenge is just to fight back and not let it.
After a year-long battle, Kurt is now cancer-free, but still isn't done pushing his limits. The Lincoln native is training for the Ouray race in Colorado. It's a 100-mile run through the mountains that can take more than 35 hours to complete.
I want to know what my limit is. I really do. I know it's kind of a scary thing, but I want to see where that's at.
But after everything he's conquered so far, limitless might be a better way to put it. Reporting for your Illini Nation, Marley Weirda, WCIA 3 Sports.
Marley, thanks. I'm not signing up for a 100-mile race.
I thought a 5K was hard.
Yeah, but great for Kurt that he's healthy now, on the right track, and continuing to push the limit to see how far he can go.
Very inspiring story. Brett, thanks. Still to come, hundreds of thousands of workers in Illinois in line for a raise in the new year. That's coming up. Plus, we have you to thank for our Gift of Life blood drive, how people can still sign up to help.
Sports on WCIA 3 is brought to you by PNP Heating and Cooling.
Find your new home. Find new friends. Find yourself at Liberty Estates Independent Living in Danville. Apartments are now available with strict Illinois Department of Public Health guidelines in place. Schedule your safe in-person tour today.
Get organized and save big money with help from Menards. Closet Mate has the best in quality, multifunction home organization solutions around that keeps your home neat and tidy. Closet Mate closet kits can be cut to fit any space and are great for hanging clothes and storing accessories. Stop in and pick up an adjustable shelf track wire closet kit right now for just $129.99. Stop waiting and start saving right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
2020, not a fun year, but we're closing it out with a full week of savings at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Dennis, are we going to do a one-day New Year's Day sale like in the past?
Nope, 5 days. 5 days of the biggest savings of the year. 5 days to shop with our award-winning sales team. 5 days to save with our free 10-year protection plan. Ring in 2021 with the #1 team in appliances. Wow!
The committee has spoken. The field has been narrowed down. The playoff is set. Only 4 teams remain in contention. New customers can bet $1 on any of those squads to win the national championship and pocket $100 if they take home the trophy. Odds like that don't come around every day. So download the DraftKings at Casino Queen Sportsbook app. Sign up with the promo code, bet $1 to win $100, and make it rain.
CashNetUSA.com, man. I help when money's tight.
If approved, you may get the money you need as soon as the same business day. Get the cash you need fast. Apply online today. Go to CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNetUSA.
CI Living is celebrating birthdays, whether you're 1 or 100. If your birthday, family member, or friends is coming up, submit your picture 1 week in advance at WCIA.com. Click on contest. Include name, birth date, and hometown. CI Living is celebrating birthdays.
Find your new home. Find new friends. Find yourself at Liberty Estates Independent Living in Danville. Apartments are now available with strict Illinois Department of Public Health guidelines in place. Schedule your safe in-person tour today.
Are you hiring? Check out the new WCIA 3 job board. Post your open position and reach an entirely new group of job seekers. Promote your opportunity with this new local job board. Go to WCIA.com and post your opening today. WCIA 3 News is sponsored by Edelman Electric Plumbing and HVAC.
As we talk about this winter weather heading our way, we can talk about specific snow and ice amounts. We want to focus on the impacts, though. That's what's going to affect you the most. Here we are, and tonight through Friday into Friday night, the biggest impacts will be travel on roadways. That's going to be very hot. Doesn't take a whole lot to cause slick spots, and we think that with rain falling through the day, treatments on roadways just not going to work very well. Some tree and power damage is possible. Power line outages as they get damaged from ice accumulation. Here's why. We may add some gusty winds to the forecast here as we go tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., 25 to 35 mile-an-hour winds. So if we do get some spots with some heavier amounts of ice accumulating on elevated surfaces, that's going to cause some problems here, something we'll be keeping our eyes on. Moving forth then, with the wind and all of that, those highest impacts will be where the wind overlaps with the higher accumulation of ice by tomorrow afternoon. That seems to be areas to the north and east. We're going to keep you updated with the forecast here as far as things go. So download that WCIA 3 weather app. It's a great way to stay connected. We'll also have another update later on in the show.
All right, Jacob, thanks. And we got today's bright spot for you. It's all about pets, one of our favorites. Looks like Susan's 2 cats here. There they are, Hobbs and Ivy, enjoying their nap. And who wouldn't want one? We want to see more pictures like these, videos, if you've got them, bright spots in your life. You can email them to us or send them on Facebook. Also, this information helps you to send those to us, any bright spots you're seeing. Smoother roads in the future for one city. Which major street is scheduled for construction? Plus some good news for those in veterans' homes run by the state of Illinois. What they got this week.
You and your pet have a lifetime of incredible memories. You absolutely can't imagine life without them. But when the time comes, you'll want to preserve the memory of everything they brought to you. Pause and Remember offers pet cremation as an affordable, wonderful, and loving option to remember your pet. They offer many unique items to memorialize, so you decide how you want to pay tribute to and celebrate your pet's life. You have a choice, so request Pause and Remember to your veterinarian or call our office directly. Pause and Remember in Champaign.
My name is Clinique Carmen, and I am a LPN at Carl Foundation Hospital. My day is different every single day, and it's all about patient care. If you feel like you want to become something, go for it. As long as you keep going to school, you will succeed. You will become someone.
When you need to know what the weather will be in the coming week, tune in to WCIA 3's 7-day forecast. You can count on our team of meteorologists, Kevin Lighty, Jack Gerfen, Amelia Henderson, and Jacob Dickey for the most accurate 7-day forecast. Sponsored by Edelman.
Express Employment Professionals. Call us today.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6:30.
Bars and restaurants in Springfield spent much of today wondering if Mayor Langfelder might fall in line with the county board and allow them to open up for indoor dining in the new year. He announced while he does not want them to, he won't punish them if they do. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey is live now in Springfield. And Cole, the mayor, said he had to take a little time to figure out how he was going to handle all this one.
That's right. The county blindsided the mayor with their announcement to allow quarter-capacity indoor dining starting January 3rd. The mayor took his time to respond and figure out how the city's going to do it. Now, he's saying the matter is pretty much out of his hands. Springfield Mayor Jim Langfelder doesn't want restaurants to open January 3rd, but he isn't going to do anything to stop them.
Our whole goal should be how do we protect the public health and protect the health of our business owners and workers. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Sangamon County is allowing bars and restaurants to reopen at 25% capacity starting January 3rd. Now, Springfield restaurants have the green light to do so as well, but bars do not. Langfelder is sticking to his previous stance in separating bars and restaurants. The county's announcement yesterday caught the mayor off guard, but it wasn't the end result that made him question it. It was the timeline.
But as far as opening up the restaurants, I'm all for it. But I think you have to have that distinction of timeline because you want to make the commitment to keep them open for 25% capacity. I think we could figure out a way using health precautionary measures and figure it out.
The county's call was not a spur-of-the-moment decision. Officials and medical advisors agreed on a set of secret benchmarks. One of them was spend an extended period of time under 6.5% positivity rating. The county didn't advertise their goals for fear that they could change.
And the doctors could have said, hey, no, this is something that's just too risky. Everything we do has some level of risk to it. And in this case, we decided that we would give it a try and see if that would work or have any impact on our community.
Sangamon County Public Health Director Gail O'Neill supports the county's decision, despite acknowledging the real possibility of a post-holiday spike. But this decision was made with both the public health and economic health of the community in mind.
And we certainly hope that, the trend continues and our numbers stay going down and there will be some normalcy again. But it was an attempt to save some jobs, some businesses, and put limited risk on the community.
Now, state rules do allow the mayor to fine businesses that violate those state restrictions, but the mayor said he has no intention of doing so. The mayor also warned businesses that received money from the state in grant form to be careful about reopening and violating the state rules because it could violate the terms of that money, and they could have to forfeit it if the state decides to enforce it. Mark?
All right, Cole, thanks. Of course, state and local police could still issue fines of up to $2,500 for those violations. After the mayor released his statement, O'Neill released a follow-up quote, the health director there, saying, quote, I just want to assure the community that the decision to allow our hard-pressed restaurants and bars to operate at 25% was based on recognized scientific metrics. And, quote, the plan reflects the current conditions in Sangamon County and our medical advisor's judgment that we may safely resume limited indoor dining if we continue to take careful precautions. A judge told a Tolono restaurant owner today he cannot operate without a health permit. The owner announced plans to keep offering indoor dining under a different business name. The county revoked Lil Buford's health permit earlier for violating COVID-19 restrictions, but they kept serving indoor customers anyways. Now the owner says the court documents didn't properly spell out or identify the exact name of his business, so the owners could be held in contempt of court if they don't comply with that restraining order. The number of COVID-19 tests and the positive tests coming back keeps rising slightly. It's now reaching 9% on average this week. The Department of Public Health also reporting more than 8,000 new infections today, along with 133 more deaths due to the coronavirus. ICU beds are filling up in Region 3. We're now up to 75%. Region 6 down to 68. Residents and employees at Illinois Veterans Homes had the chance this week to get their first COVID-19 vaccine. The state announced today the first doses of either of those Pfizer or Moderna vaccines was given to those who wanted it, and the second dose will be given in 3 weeks. So far, 794 people have taken the vaccine in those facilities, and some still haven't decided if they want it. They still do have the option. 2 candidates for one state's attorney's office ran against each other in November while they'll both work under the same roof soon. Plus, Illinois legalized marijuana a year ago. What one county has noticed since then.
This portion of WCIA 3 News is sponsored by Precision Painting.
After fire, water, mold, or storm damage to a property, Central Illinois knows who to call to get their lives back in order. They call Menold. Now that businesses are reopening, Menold is still here to help us all get safely back to normal. With Menold sanitizing and disinfection service, customers and employees will know that you're doing everything you can to stay safe. Consider Menold sanitizing and disinfection service and see if it's the right choice for you.
We have a saying around here that ends with, we just help.
These days, the way we operate is a little different.
But that saying means even more.
We've kept our drive-ups open normal hours.
And called to check on our at-risk clients.
We've assisted business customers in securing funds.
To save jobs in our communities.
It is helping as our customers navigate new challenges.
And being there for small businesses like mine when big banks weren't.
Visit CIBMBank.com to hear more about how we just help.
Hi, I'm Keenan Swanson from The Roofing Dog. You've watched my brother and I grow up on TV through the years, and now I'm happy to say I'm a part of our customer service team. I can come out and meet with you, tell you more about myself and our business, and go over the details of your job. I truly look forward to working directly with you on your roofing project from start to finish. Please consider The Roofing Dog for all your roofing needs. From our family to yours, thank you for choosing The Roofing Dog.
The WCIA 3 Weather Team brings you a bird's eye view of your town's forecast with Water Tower Weather. Water Tower Weather, sponsored by Woods Basement Systems, the all things basement-y experts. Go to woodsbasementsystems.com. Stay connected with the WCIA 3 News app. Get news, traffic, or severe weather alerts right to your phone. Local news, always on with the WCIA 3 News app. Powered by WCIA 3 News. WCIA 3 News is sponsored by Pause and Remember. The news continues here on WCIA 3, your local news leader.
The city of Decatur and the Illinois Department of Transportation are looking back on all they got done in this last year with infrastructure projects and looking forward to more projects to come in the new year. In total, $35 million from the state's capital bill went toward improving roads in 2020 in Decatur. And Public Works Director Matt Newell says there's a lot more work to do.
So this year the city will be doing about $2.5 million worth of work on the city streets, and a good portion of that comes from that gas tax increase.
IDOT is scheduled to start improvements to El Dorado Street in 2021. Newell said the city will start to use that extra tax money from the gas pump to help with smaller road projects around the Soy City. The Macon County State's Attorney Scott Reeder extended the olive branch to his opponent from the 2020 election in a unique way. He hired her, a page out of Abraham Lincoln's book, The Team of Rivals there. The newest assistant state's attorney is his Democratic challenger, Tamara Wagner. After they battled it out on the campaign trail, Reeder is hoping that she will help to challenge him to be a better public servant.
You always want diversity of thought. You want people that can not just
personally, I want people that aren't just yes men. I want people to tell me when they think an approach we're doing or something is wrong.
You know, what I learned and what I think he learned over the course of the campaign is that when it comes to doing this job, working as a prosecutor, we're kind of pretty close to being on the same page.
Wagner's from Decatur. Her family still lives there. She's worked in the Macon County State's Attorney's Office before and says this was an easy decision to take the job. Well, it's a new year, and that's some good news for people making minimum wage in line for a big pay raise. Starting tomorrow, the state's wage floor goes up to $11 an hour. It's supposed to reach $15 an hour by 2025. The next increase will be next January 1st. That's where it will jump up $1 to $12 an hour. Law enforcement throughout the state had some big concerns about legalizing marijuana, but some of them didn't quite run into many of those issues they were concerned about. Recreational marijuana sales legal a year ago tomorrow. But last year, Sheriff Tony Brown said he was concerned about public safety and maybe some difficulties that might crop up for officers. But they haven't noticed a lot of big upticks in DUIs this year for marijuana-related arrests. The sheriff says he's not sure if maybe the pandemic had something to do with it, but they're hoping the trend stays the same.
I'm very happy. And the reason why I'm happy, because at the end of the day, it's about making sure that everybody is safe. And those are my concerns.
Brown hopes that testing for marijuana will still improve so that officers can get more immediate results. And one dog is a bit of a local celebrity in one town after going viral. How a brewery honored her. Plus, ice could be on the way for some of us across central Illinois as we ring in the new year. Jacob Dickey will give us a better idea when and where.
We've taken steps to slow the spread of COVID-19, but no matter where you live, it's vital to take personal responsibility. Free testing is available at Marketplace Mall, no appointment or doctor's referral needed. It's the responsible thing to do. See-uphd.org.
It's the end of the year, and when others have employee pricing, Depot's Auto has 2020 Chrysler Pacificas priced $3,500 below employee pricing. If your vehicle doesn't have a Depot sticker, you probably paid too much.
I'm Cindy Johnson with M & Place, independent senior living in downtown Champaign. The trust and support our residents place in us by living in M & Place goes beyond our walls. We provide that same trust and support to various groups advocating for our seniors, like being a community sponsor for Meals on Wheels and our free monthly lunch and learn seminars that are open to the public. We embrace our role not only for our residents, but for the community in which we live. That's why we're proud to be a part of WCIA 3's Caring Companies.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
WCIA3 News is available online anywhere, anytime. Stay up to date with the latest news, sports, and weather. Just visit WCIA.com. WCIA3, your local news leader.
It's the end of the year, and when others have employee pricing, Depot's Auto has 2020 Chrysler Pacificas priced $3,500 below employee pricing. If your vehicle doesn't have a Depot sticker, you probably paid too much.
Specialist Nicholas Evers. I'm with 1/6 Infantry Regiment. I want to give a shout out to my family back home in Southern Illinois. Love and miss y'all.
Happy holidays from WCIA3, X49, and Carpenters Union Local 270.
3, 2, 1. Open for business. You're doing it! I'm doing it!
I know Gina from high school, and she's donating a kidney.
I'm a giver.
Big smiles. Not the pageant one, Jill, the real one.
I'm more jazzed than I thought I'd be, and that was pretty jazzed.
The comedy starts at 8/7 Central tonight on CBS.
Tonight on News Nation, this year hasn't been deadly only because of COVID-19 fatalities, why homicide numbers have seen an increase in 2020. Plus, long waits for coronavirus testing may soon be at an end. We'll have the details on a new rapid at-home test. Tonight on News Nation, starting 8/7 Central on WGN America.
Now, Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey.
Active weather expected in the next couple of days here in central Illinois. Dry and quiet for now, but that's expected to change. A powerful low pressure lifting to the north here through Texas will head our way and bring us a wintry mess over the next 24 to 36 hours. Already seeing that first initial wave of moisture make it into south central Missouri, far southern Illinois. That will be the first round heading our way. Tonight, we're expecting it to arrive after midnight. We'll be down into the upper 20s across the region, mostly cloudy. Freezing rain moves on in. Winds expected to pick up 10 to 20 overnight tonight. They'll still be breezy tomorrow. Some freezing rain expected into the morning. Cold rain into the afternoon, and then some late snow showers on the table. Low to middle 30s is what we anticipate. A mess of a day to start 2021. Here's the alerts out there. We've shown you this graphic. They're crawling on your screen. Also throughout the evening and overnight hours, you get the latest updates on where you are in relative to that with the WCIA 3 weather app. Get that full forecast there as well. A great way to find out the latest information, too. Here's what we expect with freezing rain totals here. This area in pink, a 1/10 to a 1/4 inch of ice. That runs for Iroquois County, Ford County, through Clinton and Springfield to the points north. Some spots may get more than a 1/4 inch up there. A glaze to a 1/10 to the south then. On top of all of this ice, we've got to talk about the impacts. Travel impacts are likely regardless area-wide. Dangerous road conditions are likely Friday morning. We anticipate you should just stay home tomorrow, the way the forecast looks. Trees and power lines are the other question, though. We've got gusty winds coming, so we think some tree damage is possible with the areas that see the most ice. Some power outages also on the table here. We're not expecting any significant cold weather. No single-digit temperatures. That's maybe the one good thing about this. Here's those winds here. Notice that tomorrow morning, 25 to 35 mile-an-hour gusts out of the north and east. Where we have some higher ice accumulation, that's where those impacts are going to be most noticeable. And we may prolong this into Friday evening, especially if we can put a little bit of snow on top of it. We think that's the case with the closing round, 1/2 inch to 1 inch possible in areas along and north of Highway 54. Looking ahead at future track here, let's time it out. Here we are by tomorrow morning. If we get this early round of snow, that's going to prime the surface and add ice to the ground quicker for us here. Not a good look. Then we transition to a freezing rain and sleet as we go into Friday morning, then all freezing rain. Then we see that warmer air and slightly warmer air crawling into parts of the region here. By tomorrow afternoon, I think most of us are dealing with the cold rain. Still, though, we're right on the fence. Bloomington 33, Pontiac 32. A degree or two cooler, and we may deal with that freezing rain longer. Here comes that closing round here Friday evening and Friday night. Some freezing rain and even some snow showers on the table for us here, although they are exiting quickly. We're dry, we think, after midnight Friday night. As far as the chance for snow, not only do we have it tomorrow night, but we may also have another one Saturday evening and Saturday night. We could add another 1/2 inch to 1 inch in some spots across the region. We'll watch things closely here. Very active these next couple of days here. If we're looking for quieter and milder weather, it comes Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday across the region. Some 40s on the table, maybe closing in on 50 before another disturbance heads our way. We're going to keep you folks updated on that WCIA 3 app on our website and whatnot. Certainly we'll want to pay attention to the forecast. And if you can, just sleep in tomorrow. Enjoy a stay at home, and you'll miss out on anything that happens outdoors.
Yeah, New Year, but be careful on the roads out there.
Absolutely.
All right, Jacob, thanks. Many of you came out to our Gift of Life blood drive yesterday. How much people were able to donate? Plus, midnight, that's a bit late for some. If you can't stay up, how some are celebrating the new year a bit early.
The committee has spoken. The field has been narrowed down. The playoff is set. Only 4 teams remain in contention. New customers can bet $1 on any of those squads to win the national championship and pocket $100 if they take home the trophy. Odds like that don't come around every day. So download the DraftKings at Casino Queen Sportsbook app. Sign up with the promo code, bet $1 to win $100, and make it rain.
At Ostling & Associates, we handle bankruptcy and only bankruptcy. When you need help, call Ostling & Associates. There's only a $750 fee for single filing Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Bankruptcy questions? Visit our website at bcyhelp.com. An emergency bankruptcy can stop foreclosures, judgments, repossessions, utility shutoffs, and court proceedings. Call Ostling & Associates with 20 Illinois offices to serve you. Call Ostling & Associates now and stop the collection calls.
Oceans and rocks, places where fish swim and birds fly. History is made, art is created, things happen that should always be remembered. Heroes emerge, a woman sets people free, a man makes light, a leader steps forward. It can be a place, a feeling, a state of mind. So get up, get out there, and find your park.
The only way to create a world without hunger and poverty is to support those who are hungry to create their own success. When you support Heifer International, you don't just give someone a chicken, a goat, or a cow. You give birth to someone's business. You promote women into positions of leadership, and you create opportunities where there were none before. You can end hunger and poverty worldwide by investing in a new breed of success.
This is WCIA 3 News, your local news leader.
Some lucky folks didn't have to wait all the way until midnight to ring in the new year. The Peoria Playhouse Museum gave kids and families a fun way to celebrate earlier today. They partnered with 12 other children's discovery museums statewide to stream the annual Noon Year's Eve celebration. See what they did there? The online party, including dancing, an activity packet, and a big countdown there. The director of the museum says despite staying closed, the Playhouse is still working hard to provide families with creative events online.
We feel really good about continuing to do things for kids and families. And in fact, our philosophy, even though our museum has been closed, is that our mission is to help kids become explorers and creators of the world. And there's no reason why that can only happen in our 8,000 square feet of exhibits. And so really, this has been an opportunity for us to think about how to help kids become explorers and creators of the world without our building.
And you can find more about today's celebration on the Children's Discovery Museum's YouTube channel or on their website. You'll remember Dory, that dog found floating in a cage at Kaufman Lake. Scary moments at first, but check this out. Ever since she went viral, she had a beer made in her honor now, and you can buy it. Dory was rescued by Brian Fritz last November. That rescue getting a lot of attention. A few months later, Dory ran a 5K to help raise money for the Champaign County Humane Society. She raised more than 10 grand. Triptych Brewing made this German-inspired ale to celebrate her and her story. You can try it. We have a link up to the brewery's website on our website, WCIA.com. And we want to thank you for your help in our Gift of Life blood drive yesterday. 401 people donated, giving 380 pints of blood. Also, more than 15 convalescent plasma and platelet donors. If you weren't able to donate, there is still time. You can sign up to make an appointment at several locations across Central Illinois. Just text 999-777 or go to our website and sign up. And just checking in, we'll have a look at what's making headlines in Central Illinois next.
WCIA 3 News is sponsored by Evergreen Place Assisted Living, Champaign.
As a region, we've taken steps to slow the spread of the coronavirus. But no matter where you live in this area, it's vital to take personal responsibility to protect yourself and your loved ones. Free COVID-19 testing is more available than ever in Champaign County. The free testing site at Marketplace Mall is open to anyone from Illinois. Drive up or walk up. No appointment or doctor's referral needed. It's a painless test with results in 24 to 48 hours. It's the responsible thing to do. Visit c-uphd.org.
2020, not a fun year, but we're closing it out with a full week of savings at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Dennis, are we going to do a one-day New Year's Day sale like in the past?
Nope, 5 days. 5 days of the biggest savings of the year. 5 days to shop with our award-winning sales team. 5 days to save with our free 10-year protection plan. Ring in 2021 with the #1 team in appliances. Wow!
Don't look good.
Yeah, it looks like it's both. Just what I don't need.
This is what you do need.
Complete the application within minutes, and if approved, you may get the money you need as soon as the same business day. Get the cash you need fast. Apply online today. Go to cashnetusa.com.
This is a radiated tortoise. Because of the support from WCIA, I'm able to put these endangered tortoises back into the wild.
When I was younger, watching scuba divers conserve these magnificent creatures, I wanted to be a part of that.
I work in Hawaii with critically endangered forest birds. Birds are so interesting to me because they're living dinosaurs. I love working with them.
I know I always wanted to work with kids, and I fell in love with the animals and conservation side. It's exactly where I'm supposed to be. Won't you join us?
Our fight against coronavirus isn't over. We still have to slow the spread and do our part. Let's wear face masks in public. Stay 6 feet or more from others. Follow state and local guidelines. Wash our hands frequently. And stay home when we feel safe. For ourselves, for our loved ones, for our future. Let's move forward together. coronavirus.gov.
This day is our day. This moment is our moment. Let's take the next step.
This is WCIA 3 News, your local news leader.
Time to take it our top local stories of the day. We're going to look at those now. A woman and her dogs are okay after a fire broke out in her apartment complex. Her neighbor knocked on the door and helped them get to safety. A grieving father is urging people tonight, don't drive drunk. His 23-year-old son, Tristan Brannon, died when a drunk driver hit him head-on on Illinois Route 10. And a showdown in Springfield between the city and the county. The mayor says he does not want restaurants to reopen on January 3rd when the county gave him the green light, but he won't do anything to stop them from doing it. And coming up, we'll let you know what we're working on for our 10 o'clock newscast next.
Sports on WCIA 3 is brought to you by PNP Heating and Cooling.
A precision operation demands advanced inputs to keep it running smoothly. New Delaro Complete Fungicide from Bayer protects corn and soybeans, delivering higher yields, even in unpredictable conditions. Season after season, keep your farm moving forward with help from Delaro Complete.
It's that time of year. Sale prices on flooring and furniture store-wide.
Announcing Carpet Weaver's great room redo event. Now you can complete your room with some of the best deals of the season. Our lowest prices, our biggest financing offers. Save on wood look and worry-free floors, carpet, luxury vinyl, hardwood, and more. Save on furniture and accessories too. Redo your room now and save.
Carpet Weaver's Flooring and Furniture Gallery.
We're flooring people.
Winter is coming to Central Illinois, and here at Edelman, we just have one question. Is your home ready? If you're unsure, join the Edelman Confidence Club today. The Confidence Club is a plumbing, heating, and electrical preventative maintenance program that is backed by a team of dedicated professional technicians. They'll perform a complete inspection and cleaning on your home systems. If your home's furnace needs an upgrade, our Confidence Club members can also take advantage of additional benefits, including 5% off of all furnace installs. Call today for more details. Make things easy. Call Edelman.
Join the WCIA 3 sports team. Brett Behrens, Marley Wirda, and Andy Olson from the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign Sports Desk for the best in local sports coverage in Central Illinois on WCIA 3.
People are winning with the Viewers Club. We've awarded over $28,000 in prize money. Your chance to win is every weeknight on the News at 9 on X49. Sign up today to receive your Viewers Club card at viewersclub.net.
Stay connected with the WCIA 3 News app. Get news, traffic, or severe weather alerts right to your phone. Local news, always on with the WCIA 3 News app. Powered by WCIA 3 News.
When you put love into everything like you put into your food, people feel it. You can't fake that kind of thing.
Get on your feet for Gloria Estefan.
That's the girl we know.
Next Rachel.
Tomorrow at 3 on WCIA 3.
The stellar tribute to the holidays will celebrate the true meaning of the season with host Jacqueline Carr and scheduled performances by Bashan Mitchell, Janice Gaines, Titus Showers, and many more. Don't miss it.
New Year's Day at 9 a.m. on WCIA 3.
The 2020 census is behind schedule due to the pandemic. How that could impact you, coming up tonight at 10.
And as we look at our 7-day forecast here, very active over the next 24 to 48 hours. Get those latest updates on the WCIA 3 weather app. Of course, we expect that freezing rain transition tonight to bring some potential significant ice in spots. We'll have updates at 10 o'clock tonight. We hope we'll see you then. But I think the interesting thing, though, if people don't see us tonight, you have to wait till next year.
Next year, right. Well, we hope to see you there tonight at 10 o'clock and 9 o'clock as well on the X. Good night.